Well, G&G Hawk is suing Microtech. Hi there, knife people, hello lady and gentlemen. This story is developing as we speak, and the reason for the lawsuit is this. Patent 9498889. This video will not be very technical because I am not a patent expert. At least I understand how the Deadlock and ZBP work. Inside both have tapered stop pins attached to the blades that engage features on the frame that I call camming surfaces. These camming features knock the blade off of the straight course forward during the last few moments of its traverse forward and then lock it in place, creating a friction lock between the tapers on the pin and the surface, and also between the tang of the blade and the traverse rails on the frame, which eliminates the blade play in all directions. As you can see, I dared not fully disassembling the Hawk knife, and that's why I'm going to illustrate what I'm talking about using my finger on Microtech Luminary. Imagine the stop pin accelerating forward, striking the channel, and then sliding over because the channel is angled. And let me try showing you what the blade is doing. So to slide freely, the blade has quite a bit of tolerance between it and the rails. But when that camming action pushes it to the right off of its forward path, the sides of the tang of this blade engage the insides of the traverse rails. So the mechanisms have some differences, which I'll talk briefly shortly. And this whole motion, this whole magic, happens over a very short distance, over a very, very short time. We're talking milliseconds and microns. The first obvious difference, the two mechanisms are upside down compared to one another. And now I'm measuring the diameter of the pin at the base of the taper's engagement surface. And as you can see, it's about 374 thousandths of an inch. So now I'm going to measure the same diameter on the Hawk, and I'm getting just a hair over 400 thousandths of an inch, 0.4 inch. So clearly the diameter of the pins is totally different. 374 and 400 are not the same number. And now let's look at the angle that the camming surface directs the pin at. And as you can see, it's about 65-ish degrees on the Hawk and maybe around 45 on the Microtech. And again, 45 is not equal 60. Back to the lawsuit. Did Microtech copy Hawk's patented mechanism to create their ZBP knives? Or did they develop this mechanism from scratch? Hawk claims that they didn't, and Microtech claims they did in the video they released today. Thanks for bringing it to my attention, Machete Knife 801. I'm grateful to have you as a subscriber. So what does the owner of Hawk Knives have to say about this?
I'm the owner of Hawk Knives. So Microtech is utilizing my wedging mechanism in their ZBP OTF. They have copied the shape of the stop pin and the shape of the stopping point, which is the magic behind no blade play in an OTF, magic behind the deadlock. That's how it works.
This is a developing story, and while I was working on this video, Microtech published a video addressing the patents.
There were many manufacturers that came out with solutions to this. We weren't the first, we weren't the second, but Microtech wanted to come up with a zero blade play system that was unique to Microtech. So Tony and everyone at Microtech kind of put their heads together, came up with a system, which was the zero blade play system.
So you don't have to be an engineer to see that the two mechanisms operate on the same principle. But wait, this can mean a couple different things. Either neither company patented the actual interface between the stop pin and the angled channel, or one of them failed to report the developments done by the other company to the patent office. Here's the soundbite from the US Patent Office's own website.
Searching other companies' intellectual property filings can assist in tracking research and development of competitors within your industry. There is a duty that requires all patent applicants to disclose relevant prior art or background information that the applicant is aware of and that may be relevant to the patentability of the applicant's invention.
So either both companies patented something other than engagement principle of those mechanisms, or persons that were reviewing the application did not discover that a similar patent already exists. I'm going to use the pocket clips on these very knives to illustrate those points. It would be impossible to patent the existence of a pocket clip on a knife. Even if there was a patent like that long time ago, it would be long expired. Articulating clips are also nothing new. Remember those goofy tie clips from the 80s? But if Hawk applied that quote-unquote tie clip to a knife as a pocket clip for the first time ever, they could possibly patent it. Just as Microtech patented the use of sphere as a retention device on their pocket clip, as well as how the clip is attached to the frame, as Microtech's video alludes to. Here's the list of patents associated with Gen 3 Ultratech that the video showed. The first one is the design of the X button as an artistic design, and so I believe are the three pending ones. Numbers 2, 9, and 10 on this list cover the ZBP itself, and the rest of them cover other brilliant things, like the adjustability of the mechanism. I'm wondering, will Microtech show us what these patents cover?
And I'll show you what those patents cover here at the end of the video. You guys will be able to peruse through some of the videos and see the patent numbers, and also the patent reviewers cross-referencing from different manufacturers. You're going to see multiple manufacturers and inventors' names on here where they cross-reference so that we did not have a patent infringement problem.
Well, I did what he said, perused through it, and guess what? They aren't lying. This story has a potential to cast a long shadow on the entire knife industry. I'm not going to like these two any less though, but if you're looking for a premium knife from a controversy-free creator, get yourself a Medford. And speaking of sarcasm, one of my viewers asked me to torture test the Hawk. Well, sir, this one is for you. And how about them apples?